At his beginning, he did not know love. He didn't know how to love. He didn't know what it felt to be loved. He didn't even know how to love himself. His life was a mess. My name is Carlos Agront, a New Yorker born and raised from the Bronx. Years ago, I had a disastrous life, but I transformed my mess into a message. I joined Toastmasters to become an accredited motivational speaker so that I may share my message to help others so that they can create their own. Here's my mess. I was born to loving parents, but were not fit to raise me. Both of my parents were deaf and mute. My father abused drugs and alcohol while my mother dealt with schizophrenia. They were a mess. At the age of 5 years old, my at the age of 5 years old, my father was burned alive with gasoline and died of third-degree burns to his entire body. I was adopted by my biological aunt and uncle since my mother was not mentally stable to take care of me. My aunt was a Jehovah's Witness, and her daughter was a police officer. So at the age of 18, I ran away from this strict and abusive household. They were also a mess. This childhood experience injected my soul with nothing but trauma, anger, and hate. I became a mess. So my first language was not English, even though I was a born American. It was sign language. Surprise, surprise, right? So I developed a speech impediment. My pronunciation, grammar, reading, and writing skills were horrible. I had the lowest English scores in schools. I felt like an outcast. I felt downgraded, and I felt maybe worse than an immigrant. At Aviation High School, there were so many Asians, Muslims, Africans, South Americans who spoke better English than I did. I felt like an outcast. My English was a mess. At this point, I was considered the Joker. Fake laughs, I would have fake smiles, fake happiness. Inside, I was so angry. I would feed off others' happiness, my friends, families, and relationships. I became 100% codependent and 0% boundaries. Codependency taught me how to live a lie. I started to follow the street life. Thankfully, I never got pulled into the gangs or drug dealing lifestyle, but I did hang out with them, receiving the street manual on how to fight emotionally, physically, and mentally, and verbally. I was finally able to release the anger bound to me, bound to my soul, but my mess only got messier. The streets added two more ingredients to my melting pot: cocaine and alcohol. I was in love with them. They helped me balance my emotional roller coaster. When I was feeling low, cocaine took me high. When I was too high, alcohol brought me low, back and forth, so I got married to them. For 8 years, I was the addict from hell. I thought I could control my pain and anger, but instead it controlled me. I added more fuel to my fire and got promoted to the Tasmanian devil. I was known as this animal who is extremely small but extremely loud, ferocious, and can crush bones with a single bite. My Tasmanian energetic anger outburst got me arrested many times for domestic violence. My reputation was a mess. In 2016, I hit my final rock bottom. Within only 1 month, I lost everything. I lost my job, my home, my fiance, my humanity. I was homeless for 3 years. I slept in parks, trains, and shelters. In 2018, 6 years ago, I finally accepted I had a problem. I started to love myself and finally stopped using and drinking. I I surrendered my life to Jesus, therapy, and exercise. Working on my inner self was the most important thing I could do. Today, I'm still in the process of managing my anger. I can blow up as an angry bird from time to time, but at least it's not 365 days of the year. That was my huge mess. So now here's my message. The experience taught me to that I needed to love myself first before I love other people. Many people say that parents, family, friends, and relationships define who we are. Drugs, alcohol, people's actions do not define us. What defines us is how we see ourselves. If you feel unworthy, you will be unworthy. That's why we need to love ourselves. Doesn't matter what culture we're from, who are our parents, and what they've done to us. Since we were born, God gave us life and breath. It's up to us how we live our lives. So if you made a mess of your if you made a mess of your life, transform your mess into a message. Thank you.